London. Welcome, guys. We want to welcome you in. Now, listen, guys, we have had a phenomenal last 24 hours. The title of the video is The Crypto Crash, but, guys, we have had two trades, guys, at least one trade that has been over 70%. Over 70%. We're in the money. It's a fantastic trade, and, guys, I think that trade was booked. So I brought that to the attention of the VIPs. The VIP is the top level of membership, guys. That is a member of the community that has joined. Okay, you have a join button there if you're on a desktop computer. Last night, I went ahead and brought 1, 2, or 3 different trades, possible trades, not financial advice, just, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? We brought Forum. We brought, what was it? Nord, 03, and, guys, a couple other, but Forum went for 60+%, okay? 60+%. 03 went for 70%. So those were great, phenomenal trades. We're very excited that the VIPs were able to take advantage of that. If you guys trade Doge, if you trade Bitcoin, if you're looking for a place that has some positive price action, that's what we focus on. We really try and do that. I'm a former financial professional, okay? So former financial analyst, lead analyst over $1 billion equity fund right out of Duke University. Just to talk real quickly about me, that's it. Now the rest can be about you guys and how we can help you understand the technicals, okay? We focus on technical analysis. So we're going to be discussing today exactly what's going on with Dogecoin, what's going on with Bitcoin. A lot of people in this space are coming up with a lot of different opinions. The opinions need to be rooted in I'd say in solid technicals. We know that definitely. So amidst the crash, let's talk about that, guys. We are in the amidst a crash. Okay, that's just as you talk about, a market, a bull run. Okay, we're currently in the midst of a crash. This is a retracement. We have a retracement of what's the percentage? Let's just look on Doge. Let's just talk about the fact. The retracement has been 63%, okay? We always talk about the requirements of profit, which is to sell high, okay, after you bought lower. Dogecoin, unfortunately, has offered a 100x, okay, a 100x throughout its, let's say, this year, okay? So it's been a phenomenal investment for a lot of people. We try and continue that positive price action. That's what we try and do as a group. You see day traders on the top left. Yes, we try and, communicate opportunities like the two trades that we brought. Just after some research, etc., there were some new coins that were on the market. We decided to kind of let some people know about it. One of them went for a trade for 60%. The other went for 70%. That's in the last 12 hours. In the last 12 hours, people have had the opportunity that are VIPs, the top level of membership. They receive that exclusive information. They have been able to receive potential trades, guys, of 60 and 70%, like, over 50%, absolutely. So very, very nice to have that dynamic in play. As we look at, the retracement on Dogecoin, what do we do while we're waiting? It's currently in its golden pocket. Will it go lower? Where is it at? Where do we find that price action? Like here at the Crypto Kingdom, and I'm London, guys, we are just knocking it out of the park. We literally, just to be able to have, we had a trade worth, say 50% within the entire month. That would be an accomplishment, right? That would be something we would definitely remember. We had multiple ones last night, multiple ones over, just multiple trades, 2, 3, 4 trades that went positive last night. So we are in that zone right now. We are cooking it to that level, and it's exciting. We're very happy to have you here. Thank you for being here. We are highly technical. We're not going to be your what would you say? We're not going to be your common everyday channel. We have a lot of big supporters. We want to shout out to Angel. We want to definitely say hello to Angel. Shout out to Mark. I see you in the room as well in the chat. But Angel on the top right, you'll see is a supporter over the last week about what is it? $1,300 he has supported through super chats. We just appreciate that because it lets us know you're doing well. We're giving information, as much as we can on the market, not just Dogecoin, but Bitcoin, etc. Also with your altcoins. We're trying to be able, our goal is to beat the market, guys. It's real simple. That's what we're trying to do is beat the market. We come up with, some real basic ideas that other people just aren't seeing. I don't know why. They're just not seeing some of these basic, some of them are just fundamentals of technical analysis. I don't know how they're not seeing them. As we look at Dogecoin here, we can go through some fundamentals of technical analysis with Dogecoin. I know a lot of you are invested. Some of you are waiting right now in the golden pocket. That's a 61.8% retracement. I heard someone today talking about the fact, it was another channel saying, well, the golden pocket isn't that important. Say, isn't that important? I was like, oh my gosh, the golden pocket is extremely important, extremely important. So I want to talk about an expanding wedge on Dogecoin. I think it's very, very important. And I want to talk about this expanding wedge that you see on your screen on the kind of the bottom right here. I can lighten this up a little bit. We can go through the diagnostics in terms of Doge, then Bitcoin. We can go through a lot of altcoins. We can discuss the multiple positive trades we had yesterday. I'm going to continue to plug that because that's kind of historic for the channel. You guys know we were around for Matic. That was a Matic was a 3.5x, guys. If you're looking for a place to kind of call home, we brought Matic to our group, to our VIPs at 78 cents. What did it go up to? Like 250 within the first 7 to 10 days. So very, very exciting, guys. Very exciting. Great group focused on like multiplying your money. So that's exactly what we want to do in the market. We want to compound your returns. We want to achieve positive returns, and then we want to compound them. So that's what Doge has been one that has definitely compounded returns. And in around, the entry price this year, guys, the entry price was around, 007 up to, a high in excess of 70 cents. So very phenomenal in terms of the overall story. We're looking at retracements right now. We focus on, guys, between Elliott waves, between Fibonacci's, and between, kind of your pricing targets, your extensions, etc. You want to know retracements and extensions. I'm going to tell you that the extensions, Fibonacci extensions, are really, really successful when you get into a bull run, guys. They're going to be really nice in the original part of a bull run. After that, you're really going to struggle to use them. We can go through the advanced kind of diagnostics on it, but I'll just tell you, the Elliott waves are built on Fibonacci's. The Fibonacci's are built on mathematics. As long as you stick within probabilities, I would just say, you have a good chance of beating the market. Focus on your pricing targets. Focus on booking positive trades. You can definitely do that. That's what we focus on here. So it looks like we have somewhat of an expanding wedge, okay? This expanding wedge on Doge is also mirrored throughout some additional, I'd say, coins like Bitcoin. Right now looks like it's pulling into an expanding wedge, right? So we'll talk about that. What is an expanding wedge, okay? We focus on, not just kind of the pattern formation, but, really, and I mean, like, absolutely, what does that mean in the context of, like, where it's going exactly? Like, that's what we want to focus on. Where is it exactly going? So this expanding wedge, and I'll just drop it down a little bit so you can see that expanding wedge in the bottom right. And I may lighten up this, let me lighten this up real quickly. Let's go ahead and lighten up this feature so that you guys can see a little bit better here. Let me see if I can do this quickly. It'd be nice if I could do this quickly. We'll see how quickly this does go. But the expanding wedge is going to be, guys, what is it? The expanding wedge is a continuation pattern. Okay, do you guys know that, right? The expanding wedge is a continuation pattern. Let me lighten that up real quickly, and there we go. Now, there we go. Now, the expanding wedge is going to be something that's going to want to continue. All right, now, the continue what? Well, it's essentially going to want to continue its journey from essentially whichever direction it starts, guys. If a wedge comes in from the top, okay, if it comes in from the top, it's going to want to continue to go to the downside. That is an absolute fact. That's the way that a continuation pattern is defined. So as we look at this, it's real simple right now. It's going to want to. The odds are in favor of it continuing. Now, we have something to buttress up against that, though. Why? Because we have the wedge. So that's what we're caught in right now, is this determination as to whether or not we will sustain this along the 61.8 to the 65th percentile retracement. That is defined as, guys, that 61% has been given back in price since the run up. That's exactly what a retracement means. You want to get into extensions? We can get into those a bit. We can get into the calculatives. It's just right now, the most important thing is the golden pocket. You're sitting in the golden pocket on Dogecoin. It's a big moment for Dogecoin. As we look at trying to generate, some positive trades, this is an entry point. You guys know that. Now, it's a continuation pattern, this expanding wedge. We would expect it to go to the downside. However, we do have the notion here, well, we are in a wedge pattern. We're in a wedge formation. So we would expect that to potentially to continue to form this wedge. That's good news for people who are involved in Doge. I want to definitely bring that up. That's good news. Now, you would need to be prepared, I would imagine, both for that contingency, also for the contingency on the way down. And it's not like, well, there is no opinion. London's not talking about anything. Guys, we have one of the most solid frameworks of strategy, period, on any station, guys, in terms of doubling and tripling down at lower levels. Like, we've got it. We definitely have that. That's what we enjoy kind of discussing. I'd like to see it discussed about, I'll just tell you, in the chat rooms with the VIP. And that's in the background, guys. That's just constantly going on. You see the exclusivity here. That exclusive club is VIP, and they're just doing a great job I'll breach that up a little bit so you can kind of see into the back room just a touch, but they're constantly going over patterns, constantly going over important information. They're getting those key trade signals like last night, guys. Like last night, absolutely. Last night they got, multiple trades, which essentially, guys, one of them essentially was 50%. I had discussions with a few leaders in the community about another. It was Form. Form went for 70% just within the last 12 hours, guys. Within the last 12 hours, we booked multiple trades, multiple opportunities. At least I'd say one of 50%, definitely. One of 50% was on 03. I told people about 03. I posted it to our community section. The only people who have access to the community section, look at this, guys, are the members, right? It says members only, okay? That's that top level VIP. And if you can see the price here, it's $8.90. $8.90 on 03. Do you guys know what 03 went to? From $8.90, it went up to almost $17, guys. From $8.90 up to, up to what was it? 15. Let's see, 15 on the candles. Difficult to see. 15.90. Okay, from $8.90 last night, from $8.90, guys, up to $15.85. Okay, huge gain, guys. 78% gain. Okay, I brought that to the attention last night of the VIP. That's right here. It's at $8.90. All right, that's it. It says members only. Those are the perks. When you see the VIP logo, guys, that VIP logo means I'm sending information of something that could be technically indicated, not financial advice. It says that everywhere. You guys know you do your own research, but something like, this is a new coin. Like, I'm going to bring you a new coin. I'm definitely going to bring to the attention of our VIP members a new coin. I mean, that's exciting. Also, I think we discussed in and around the top level of this kind of, it's kind of lunchtime. It seems like kind of I'm going to go to eat, and it seems like kind of the price action's done. So that was real important in terms of the run-up. And, yeah, I think I'm going to go relax a little while. I kind of like the profits on this. Yeah, 70% potential, guys. So that's beautiful. That's exactly the type of information I thrive on bringing to the VIP. So congratulations to all the VIP I've discussed with many of you who got into it. And guys, it's not necessarily a long-term hold at all. It's a trade. It's 70%. You see day traders on the top left. Yeah, we trade, guys. We know how to buy low, sell high. That's the whole idea to engage in the profit equation. So congratulations. That's 70%. Another one was Form. I got to tell you guys, Form was another one over 50%. That was just one I discussed with some of the leaders in the community, some of the leaders that are in and around. I want you guys to keep that on your watch list potentially. Form did very well. So that was another one I discussed with people last night that went up over 50%. So, I'm discussing, multiple trades with people, VIPs, et cetera. And we're talking about, they're all VIPs, but we're talking about two in excess of 50%. Beautiful, guys. That's a slam dunk. That's just a slam dunk. Very, very nice. Let's get back to the Doge chart and talk about technicals on Doge. Talk about this expanding wedge. What do we do when the price is kind of hanging out, not doing much? It's sitting in its golden pocket right now. We're waiting to see what Doge wants to do. Is it going to behave with the technicals, with the probabilities? Well, while we're doing this and while we're waiting, we're going to engage in positive trades. That's just what we're going to do. I want to hit that 50%. I want to hit that 70%. I want to maximize out and practice my trade skills. And I want people around us who are geared towards doing that. That's what the VIP is all about. You guys can hit the join button on your desktop, and we're actively building the community. We are building our community, and I definitely want to do that on behalf of the VIP members because I know they appreciate the camaraderie of you, whether or not you're a member, you may be a subscriber, or you may be a base camp. That's kind of our entry level. But yeah, the VIPs are where it's at, guys. It's just really nice. So we're going to see, everyone wants to know not just the entry point. Great. We understand that. Now you want to know about, well, we're going to get into, what is the exit point if it decides to take off? You want to get into the extensions, right? Yeah, we want to know exactly where to sell. We want to know exactly where to buy and exactly where to sell. Hey, you and the rest of Wall Street, let's talk about what a Fibonacci extension is going to do. Okay, a Fibonacci extension essentially is going to bring down a parameter of possibilities. Okay, the parameter of possibilities is going to be potential exit zones. Okay, potential exit zones once you've entered into a trade. You may say, okay, great. Well, where does this exactly place us if we're to look at the current price action and the likelihood? Let's say if we wanted to hit, if it were to take off. Okay, if it were to take off, and we say, well, what's the most likely? Where's the golden pocket at least? Okay, well, we can go through some different ideas. Golden pocket right now, based upon the trajectory that's been set up right now in terms of the extensions. Okay, the extensions are going to show you a potential, guys, a potential and a probability scaled up effect. It's just like the retracements. Can you guarantee it's going to go to a spot? Absolutely not. Is any of this financial advice? No. Do you guys understand in terms of the extensions and the retracements that you need your own strategy? Absolutely. The VIPs are very good at that. I enjoy seeing that on their behalf and what they're doing. But yeah, that golden pocket is going to be around 37. Okay, so 37 cents, and I'd say 37 and 4/10 cents. Okay, so that's about that zone, which is interesting because that lines up with, you want to see the greatest degree of probability, the golden pocket lines up with this exact kind of intermittent lower level. Let's say this lower produced kind of intermittent price function there, that impulse there. The upper end of things would be in and around the 42-cent mark. So those are two options you have. In the midst thereof, you have multiple options in terms of where the golden pocket could hit to, where it could move to after, assuming it does go up from this level. A lot of you may just have booked a positive trade and you're focused on exactly where things are going. People talk all the time about, where do I sell? I know where to buy. Where do I sell? Guys, it's a function of strategy and of you're measuring your probabilities. And those probabilities are definitely covered, through like things like zero-sum functions. I'd look at that, through game theory. I would look at things like that. I'm always very conservative in terms of trying to, ensure that people don't get stuck at a higher price level. I also don't like people to completely lose out on a trade. If you have positive price action, which is most of what we're looking at. Now, Doge has been very slow. Doge has been extremely slow, right? But it also has had some extremely good, I'd say some extremely good price action recently, and around 45%. That's a great trade. Big reason why we're focused on Doge. We were around kind of live with Doge throughout the entirety of this. I've been around Doge for a while, guys. It's nothing new to me. In terms of this, price action, this has been a real phenomenal kind of story for us to look at, and it's been a lot of fun. So as we look at this was a 10x during this time period. Really a lot of fun. It's retraced 50 or so percent. We're currently in that golden pocket. We've been talking about the extensions, talking about exactly, essentially what where is it going to go from here? Guys, everyone wants to know that. You want to leverage your cash into it. I'll tell you, while it's kind of going slowly, we're going to focus on different trades. We're just going to. That's what we're going to do. We have day trader up at the top, day traders, and it's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on some different aspects. If I look at let's just look at 03, for instance. A lot of you got into 03 after I kind of brought it up, you VIP members, etc. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, that was quite a move here in the last day or so. In the last 12 hours, just in 12 hours, it was a real big move, and we were kind of there. I'd say move by move, but it was just really nice. It was something that we just really kind of built up and just talked about. And guys, when I say I called it for lunchtime, you guys know that. I sent out a tweet for lunchtime. I was like, yeah, it seems like why didn't everybody go eat a waffle and a sundae and have a good time, right? That was just it. That's about noon right there. Yeah, I sent that tweet out, and let me go ahead and do that. But yeah, that tweet kind of went out, and there we go. That tweet went out, and you guys saw, okay, well, that's 70%. And yeah, it's maybe a good time to go eat a waffle, hang out with the family. And I think, the price action has been pretty nice. So maybe it's a good time to go have a waffle, hang out with your family, and just relax for a bit, because that was a big that was a great move. We're very excited to kind of see that just pop up there. That's what we're busy doing while other people may want to argue about where a price is going, or argue about something that's right technically or otherwise, or try and convince people to I don't know what the other channels, what their agenda is. Our agenda is just trying to make sure that our VIP members are executing positive trades, and that you have some price action to work with. You have something fun to do. I mean, that's part of the whole dynamic in terms of the VIP. That's what we are involved in. And so, yeah, that's very nice. We're currently trading this stuff on Gate. You guys, if you don't have Gate, I'm not sure how you might be able to get involved in Gate. I would say, definitely there's some other options in terms of a great tool for everyone is going to be the following. I want you guys to pay attention to this. If you look at Good Crypto, look at goodcrypto.com real quickly. Just let me walk you through this. There's a liquidity checker on top, guys. Look, if you're ever concerned or questioning where you can get, let me just say where you can get, let me just pull this on the screen. Do you see the liquidity checker on top? You'll be able to click on liquidity checker, and let's say you want to click on, and I want to buy form. Okay, I want to buy form. I'm just going to walk you through this so that you guys understand, as a matter of fact, form on the liquidity checker on Good Crypto. Okay, yeah, that's real easy. You're going to be able to check Good Crypto form exactly, and let's just say formation 5. There we go. KuCoin and Gate.io. All right, so any coin you want, you'll be able to run it through the liquidity checker, and you'll be able to tell essentially where you can buy it, what you should do. Okay, so that's a key function as you guys look at, well, I can't buy this coin, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's depressing or it's upsetting. Well, just do your homework. If there's ever a problem, try and bring a solution. We just don't have time to, we don't have time to not use our technology. That's one of the most crucial things we can use or can do. So we look forward to continuing, to bring you guys some real positive action. Looks like we're about an hour away from the reset. That's going to be great as we look at that reset. And let's look at Bitcoin, kind of take a look at what it's trying to do. And guys, we have the option of looking at this on Gate, or we also have the option of looking at things on, I'd say on the, look at Forum right now, guys. Do you guys have any exposure? It's up 80%. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. It's up 80% on the day from last night. I brought it to the group. I brought it to you guys know, no, I didn't bring it to the whole group. I brought it to the major primary supporters. I just did. I have to tell you guys, I asked their opinion on it, like Angel Matos in the top right, and I just asked his opinion. I just said, Angel, what do you think about Forum? Because it had a really good story to it. It just did, and it's up 80% right now. If you guys see the ticker, it is ticking along. It's doing extremely well. It's up 80% right now. So I brought it to Angel's attention. I think also to maybe Hector and to also maybe Andrew, and just those are the guys who are really supporting the group. And I wanted to, they're leaders right now. They're leaders. They're telling me that they're doing well. It's not that it was exclusive information just for them, but I literally just asked them. Just honestly, I can tell you guys, I just asked them what do you think about this? What do you think about Form? That was last night. Okay, before it's up this drastic percentage. It's up 80% today. Now, what did I do for the entirety? You guys know, for the entirety of the VIPs, what did I do? Well, I brought everybody 03. Now 03 went up. I mean, guys, 03 went up 70%. So no one has missed out on anything, guys, in terms of the VIP, etc. If you're not subscribed to VIP, you probably missed out. But if you're subscribed to VIP, you didn't miss out on anything. If anything, there was another idea that was kind of run around, and it was just kind of like, okay, amongst the leaders, like, I just kind of, and just the leaders who, I don't know what their ultimate plans are, in terms of overall support, etc. But it may be something that, that they would appreciate something like that. Forum's up currently like 80%, just touched on 85% up. So, that would be something that, from a leadership standpoint, from their standpoint, I know that like Angel would probably, be able to say, and the VIPs will be able to say, this is great. I got this information. Thank you, London. I appreciate that, and that's why I support, the community. That's why I'm plugged in with you. I like to talk to you on the phone. I like to make sure things are going well, and this is a strong community because I see you doing good work. You're bringing, something, potentially worth, to the whole group last night. 70% potential trade. I like that. I appreciate that. I recognize that. I know you spend a lot of time on the weekend, etc. It's not all just fluff. It's not all just, maybe this will happen, maybe that'll happen. No, some of this is like, it's happening, right? Yeah, some of this, it's a new all-time high on a new coin. I appreciate that. That's a good thing. So yeah, we definitely appreciate being able to interact with you guys. And that's just what we do. We have day traders all over this thing. I'm gonna bring up, potential day trades, and this one is 80%. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to bring up also, 03 while we're waiting on like Dogecoin to develop. I just got to tell you, like, beautiful. Like, that's exactly what I want to happen. Like, while Bitcoin's hanging out and not moving too much, yeah, we're gonna find a place for a trade. All right, that's why we're in the market. That's just what we want to do. While Bitcoin's literally just kind of stagnant, just sitting here. It's like, I understand the arguments for and against. I understand everything, in terms of like from a kind of a real, kind of real educated Duke University, Harvard Business School kind of way, right? And just a real kind of, a real sensible kind of way in terms of what, what's going on. Yeah, I got that. I understand what's going on in the marketplace. I understand that people want to know as a matter of certainty what's going on. They want to be convinced, right? Yeah, the majority of people want to be convinced. They want to be told with certainty exactly what's going on. That's fine. You guys can go listen to those guys because a lot of them aren't right. I'll just tell you, a lot of them are consistently wrong. And if you can't tell the difference, hey, I just hope the best for you. I know you can. Most of you can. Maybe you don't want to. Okay, so it's like maybe around the top. Yeah, we called the top. Some people say, well, it's impossible to call the top. No, we called the top. So in terms of Bitcoin, yeah, we were there in terms of at least the 23.6% retracement around the time that Elon executed the sale. The sale, yeah. We definitely, were there talking about, the compromised nature of exactly what was going on in Bitcoin. We were also live during the entirety of the Dogecoin. Absolutely. And it's like, some people say, well, it's impossible to tell the top. No, I would review my tapes. I would review our tapes, our interactions at VIP, et cetera, because we were calling this on Bitcoin. Okay, I was just going to tell you, we were calling this wham. Bam, bam, bam. During the entirety of this process, wham, we were talking about this the whole time, guys, the whole time. And some people want, more technicals, less technicals. Some people want to feel good. They want to, I don't know what people do want. I do not want to see people buying in at the top and selling at the bottom. It's just, you wind up with a bad flavor in terms of the market. I've lost friends, not because because they were tangentially involved in the market. They're watching some different station or some different thing and leveraging all their cash. It's like, look, man, the trick is you want to invest. True. Okay, great. You decided what you want to invest in. Great. Well, now the question is at what price? That's always the question, at what price, And as we're just kind of stuck in this channel right here, stuck in this kind of lateral channel, the question is going to be whether or not we're in one of these as well. Let's just say this, okay? Whether or not we have achieved this expansion wedge here, and guys, this is a continuation pattern. This is a Bitcoin chart. I don't see people talking about this, so I want to talk about it. Okay, this is a continuation pattern. Right? We can talk about all the divergence. We can talk about everything else in the world. Does Bitcoin want to, essentially express itself fully within this channel? Okay, if so, it's probably going to fake a lot of people out. Okay, because I don't know who else is really talking about this. This is on the daily chart. You'll see this expanding wedge. It's just textbook. If you look up an expanding wedge, you'll see it's a continuation pattern. Okay, it's clearly indicated on the line chart on the daily. Okay, I haven't heard one other person talk about it. So let's talk about it today. That is an expanding wedge. Okay, we would anticipate that the entirety of the wedge would be kind of completed until it could be broken out of either to the upside or the downside. Real simple. Okay, you have your trend line here. Okay, you have your kind of designated points, right? You have your essentially your limitations in terms of a resistance, in terms of a support. You have that. Now the support line's kind of it's kind of a drastic support line. You have to agree. It seems like it a little bit. Yeah, it's got some potentiality, but instead of just caving through this line here and kind of this potential, it's at least it has that support, that line of support. So for me, the zone has been identified. Sorry about that. Let me get it on the screen. The zone has been identified through this expanding wedge, expanding in that it starts from a constricted manner and it's expanding as it goes out. It's just a real simple pattern, and it's a continuation pattern, which means what? That means essentially, guys, that it's going to continue on the whole, and the probabilities, it's going to continue where? That means it enters from the top, it will bounce around, and it likes to continue to the downside. That's just it. VIPs have a definite, we have covered this issue at, definitely in depth. So just in terms of where Bitcoin is going, we were talking about it in the very, at the top, we were talking about heavy cash reserves on the downside. That's just what we do. Focusing on logic, guys. You don't want to just hold down a drop of, say, 50, 60%. It's just not comfortable. It's just, it doesn't make any financial sense at all. You don't have to be, experienced brokerage house to understand 50 to 60% loss. And it's not just that I'm saying this now, but I've been saying it since the top. So I'm not a Johnny come lately and, hey, I have the new quick fix to the market. No, not at all. This is just, we operate on rationale, we operate on sensibility, and on logic. And those who don't, it's just not, there's not much of an attitude to have if you don't. And those who do have an attitude and don't care about people losing money, I don't have a lot of patience for them. So that's just not something that we have a lot of time for. We focus on sensibility. We focus on kind of rationale. Let's check in with okay, we got Forum in around 70%. Nord was another one that we looked at, and Nord's potentially going to achieve an all-time high. I also shared this last night with the VIP. Guys, you're at 25% on your trade. 25% on your trade on Nord. Okay, so congratulations. It's another coin. It's another coin. In addition to, I need to update that in my system. That's a beautiful, beautiful trade. Okay, so that was something I shared with them last night. It looked like it would have price movement, price action. The 03 kind of took the cake. I definitely shared that last night directly with the VIPs, okay, and what happened? Well, guys, it really achieved kind of like what was this, like a 70%, guys, 70%. How nice is that? 70% gain in 12 hours. Nice. And we even said it's time to go to lunch. Yeah, it's time to go to lunch. This is nice right here. Hey, I got to go to lunch. I got to eat some waffles or something. It's a nice weekend. I'm going to go out with the family now, spend some time with the family. This trade's probably over. So very nicely done. We do focus on buying low, selling high, right? We need to sell high. So 03 USDT, very nicely done. Very excited to be able to bring that to everybody. That is a huge, huge victory for the VIP. That's our group. We have VIP members. That's just it. No one can take that from us right now, guys, in terms of our track record. You guys, in terms of Angel, Hector, Andrew, I think Lars also got a question on forum. But you had either one, guys. And what would you? No one can say, well, in the VIP, well, we didn't get this. Well, I mean, some people may have been asked for an opinion, on forum because, well, I wanted to know what they thought. They're community leaders. They've been supporting through super chats, etc. So I wanted to know what they thought of forum. It's a brand new coin. I wanted to get their input. So either forum or 03. Definitely everybody had 03. No one can say, oh, we didn't have it or get pouty about it, right? I mean, come on. Definitely everyone had that. Now, in terms of the other coins, what do we have? Well, we've been really doing pretty well on Tfuel. I'm not sure what you've been doing in terms of stacking. This is kind of a real base, I'd say a real strong base level look at a real strong, really fundamentally strong coin. I really like what I'm seeing out of you guys. Tfuel has just been beautiful. I mean, look at the run-up that has been achieved here. The green are pricing targets, okay? That's just a pricing target. That's an entry into the trade on Tfuel. Just very nicely done. As you look at this, it's in between 18 to 20%, potentially on kind of an accumulation schedule, a different kind of flavor to it, a different flavor, I say, then what you would look at in terms of the overall, like, well, this is a flash trade, this is something else, just to kind of see what we got on a day trade schedule. No, I would say, definitely people are looking at Tfuel as something that could kind of beat the market, contraindicated, has kind of a hedge function to it. Very interesting as we look at Tfuel. Just a beautiful, beautiful story, and that this speaks volumes in terms of our ability to identify Tfuel before it really started to outperform in a hedge basis the market. I mean, when Bitcoin and everything else is down, Tfuel is up. My idea is that you need to be making money on the on the way up in the market and on the way down in the market. And you guys know, not financial advice, go talk to a broker, go talk to somebody else. If you want your account managed or you want financial advice, you guys can go do that very easily. But in terms of what we bring, I'm a former financial professional. I'm a former, financial analyst over $1 billion equity fund. I was the lead analyst, worked with a tycoon, and we worked right across the table from Harvard Foundation. I was, I'm at that point, I was 21, 22 years old. So, hey, that's not sure what everyone else's credentials are on the other stations, but when I'm 21 and 22 years old, that's what I'm doing. That's what I was busy doing, is doing the figures, to shuffle across the table to Harvard Foundation. So that's kind of the level of experience I have, and what I like, the level of accuracy that I like to bring to the game here for you guys. That's just what I'd like to bring to the game. So, to the extent that everybody can contribute, that's great. I don't like, people who may What'd you say? I don't know. I don't want to get up, at all, disgruntled. We want to stay happy and positive. We want to be good. But when people lose money, that doesn't make me happy. And if other people continue to act happy while people are losing money, that's a big red flag with me, guys. Just so you know the culture here, so you know what being a member entails. If you would think about joining, we're not going to be happy when people lose money. Okay, if the market's down 50%, oh well, it's going to go up to $1 million next month, or no, you're not going to hear that from us. Real kind of bare bones. Real bare bones. Kind of an approach, and it doesn't need to all be kind of a sing-song kumbaya festival, with a bunch of hype on it. And I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to be distasteful or anything, but that's what you get. A lot of it, of what you get is things couched in incorrect technical figures, etc. I don't know if any of them have I don't know if any of them have. And we have Richard Rios that has just joined. That's really nice, Richard. Richard, we appreciate you becoming a member of Basecamp. It's very nice. Richard, let me move this sign over here to the right so that people can see Richard has joined up on Basecamp. Richard, that's a phenomenal place to start. We definitely have different levels of membership. That's the initial kind of primary level. And I'll just tell you, Richard, you can go ahead and go over to Twitter. You'll find the link to Twitter. I'll go ahead and put that in the mix for you right now. But yeah, Richard, congratulations on associating yourself. Now you'll get a badge, which is a big deal. And I just encourage you, if one thing I can tell you that you can maybe listen to is hopefully is just stay plugged into the group. If you can stay plugged into the group and get to know everybody here, that's the link to the Twitter. Okay, if you can just reply to the first pinned tweet and let us know, say, hey, I'm Basecamp. All right, that'd be fantastic. Let me know that, and I'll try and keep you plugged in, and we'll try and get you worked up to VIP, because that VIP level is going to be the ones. They're the ones that received the information last night. They've just, it's I think $99, I think a month, which it's $99. I got to give you that. It's funny. People say that the U.S. dollar is worthless, right? Everyone thinks the U.S. dollar is worthless, and crypto is going to be worth all this cash. And it's like, well, it has $100. Like, well, it's at the end of the day, like, we got to trade. We got to be a part of a group. It lets me know that you're invested, at least, in being associated with the group, and that's important. So you should immediately have a kind of a credential next to you. Yeah, we're talking about Forum, we're talking about O3, we're talking about Nord, we're talking about all the different coins that I brought to the attention. For instance, on O3, I brought that to the attention of the VIP last night. Okay, I brought that to their attention around $8.90. $8.90 on Forum. Okay, let me make sure. Hold on. That's on O3. I'm sorry, on O3. $8.90. Now, what did it do? It went up to $15. It spiked up to $15. Okay, so that was a huge, huge deal. Now, we're never caught by surprise in terms. I'm just going to say this in terms of, if you want a bulletproof strategy, we try and bring it. I'm just going to tell you, we try and bring it. Why? Because where is, you're going to say, well, where is O3 right now? Well, it just hit its 50% retracement. If we scaled out and got out at the top and around the top, and I called that pretty much right on par, just so we know. I mean, it's like, it's not too difficult to realize, like, we're hugely in the money right now, right? You just went up 70%. Maybe it's a good, that's a pretty decent return. The good thing about something that has a lot of positive price action is what? Well, it gives you a chance to achieve a good return, and your probabilities go up. Your probabilities go up, okay, of achieving a positive trade. It's not that you need to max it out. You can. You definitely can. Some people do. I called this right on, guys. I mean, just like, bam, just let people know, like, hey, it's time for lunch. It's time for lunch, guys. This happened at about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Yeah, it may be time for lunch, right? Yeah, I mean, decently, stated, kind of just the truth of the matter of fact. You guys always handle your own exits. You handle your own strategies. But I'm going to bring you something if it's a new coin. I mean, come on, guys. If it's a brand new coin, how am I not going to bring that to the attention of the VIPs? How am I going to do that to the VIPs? I can't do that. I can't be that way to the VIPs, guys. I can't not bring them a brand new coin. I mean, come on, guys. I can't do that. Now, in terms of the way that O3 is played out, and this is why we're waiting on Doge. Like, we're huge Doge fans. We're huge Bitcoin fans. But while those are just kind of stagnant, we're gonna dial into price action, dial into 70%. Boom, right? Let's say 50, 60, 70%, right on a trade. Then we're going to take some profits. Yeah, there you go. Day trading on top left, right? Then we're going to do what? Well, if you want to, you can work at Fibonacci's. Right, we're real plugged into, very plugged into strategy. Okay, well, now you're plugged into Fibonacci's. Why is this hit right here? Well, that's hit right there because of the Fibonacci's. All right, we have kind of I'd like to think of it of what I see in the VIP is kind of a bulletproof strategy. It's buy low, sell high, and it requires people to hit that button. Okay, not just to buy, but to sell. You got to be able to hit that button to sell. You have to be able to take profit. Nothing goes up forever, right? If you book a trade for 20, 30, 40, 50%, if you by chance hook one up for 60, 70%, beautiful. If you hit a 2x, 5x, 10x, great. Guys, you know, we had positive price action on Matic. I brought it to the group in around 78 cents within the first 7 to 10 days. That was a 3.5x in the community. All right, if you work the retracements on it, it was up to another 2x. That's up to a 7x in the first 7 to 10 days of this group. Okay, that's just what we focus on. Now, are you going to maximize those returns every time? You know, I'm going to tell you, it'd be great if you can. The percentage of people that will do that, I'd say the 5% of the people, what would we guess? Of the 5% of the people that probably beat the market, okay, and guys, 95% of the people may lose. They can't figure out when to buy, when to sell, the emotional charge of it, et cetera. We have a lot of, you know, different ways of looking at things, guys. I'm going to tell you in between, like, why does my Fibonacci look all red and green? I don't know. Probably because the green is laid out as the most, that green level right there is the most probable zone on the Fibonacci. Okay, we're the only ones that do that I know of. Okay, that's just what we're going to do, though, because everything else is red and green. So we're developing, in terms of the strategy, we are developing that, and it's a positive dynamic. You know, we're going to get along with the other groups. We're going to understand that different groups have different ways of doing things. We're just not going to sit by and be happy when people lose money. A lot of people on Bitcoin have lost 50%. It's nowhere in the mindset of anybody that people have already lost 50%. You have to be able to connect with people. You have to be able to understand what they've been through, or particularly what they've been put through, right? I mean, and some of these people are just selling things on with a Bybit commission. And it's go over to listen to someone hype something up. Do you guys realize these guys in Dubai, et cetera, they're selling you Bitcoin on commission at the top of Bitcoin? You understand that, right? They're literally pumping up the coin so that you'll buy it on Bybit, get $1,600 for quote-unquote free before you lose 50% of your money, right? They're selling it to you on commission, okay? Their opinion is you need to buy it. You need to buy it, guys. I mean, that's just it. It's going to $1 million. It sure is. Oh, gosh, guys, don't get me started. But you understand, we cut through the crud, guys. You know, in terms of, like, retracements, you know, there wouldn't be a retracement tool if things didn't go down, if they weren't expected to go down. This is just it's a fundamental to technical analysis. We like to use common sense, rationale. We like to use logic, okay? And it's not this feel-good hype thing. We're not going to $1 million. You look at our tape, you know, unfortunately, guys, I got to tell you, up around the top, yeah, we were correct. Okay, and I'm going to say, you know, we were very correct in terms of the top of the market. I hear other people in technical analysis complain, you never could have called the top of the market. Really? Do you think that Elon kind of called it as well when he tested the liquidity, quote unquote? Probably, guys. You know, this is the top of the market. Doesn't it look like you're having a real difficult time establishing a real significant kind of higher high in this area? Yeah, it's kind of like everything is frustrated. There's a lot going on with his chart, but I use the chart for another purpose. It's just, you know, I have kind of different lined out, kind of indicators of, like, you know, you're really having a tough time getting anywhere, right? So this was just something that we looked at, and it's something I taught some people about in session. I used to do some private sessions for people on just in line with my education, just in line with some things, but no financial advice, guys. I'm a former financial analyst. I look at the technicals. I'm certified in markets from Duke University, for whatever that's worth. So, you know, it's worth me being able to have some logic, because I'll tell you, it's not easy getting that or an economics degree from Duke. I'll just tell you that, and it's not for me to brag at all. I'll say that. A lot of you guys are very intelligent, military, you know, etc. So as we look at even the BTC Euro pair, guys, look at this. Look at you just trying to frustrate up and get something positive, right? Trying to do something, unable to do it, and like, guys, you know, we just put the record on slow motion. We put the record on just slow motion. We expect, you know, the people in Dubai are selling you and everybody else a hype moment so that you'll buy more Bitcoin. And what happens when you buy more Bitcoin? Well, they get a commission. Well, hold on. Even when it's at the top, I just want to make sure, guys, because, you know, everyone wants to plug into them, you know, or anyone who supports them. Well, I'm not going to support people selling you Bitcoin at the top of the market with this fanciful idea that it's going up to $1 million when, if I hadn't called it, guys, if I hadn't been in private, I have witnesses. We literally, again, I get a witness. Yes, you may not like the style here. It's just accurate. Okay, hopefully that's not the reason that you don't like it. If that is the reason that you don't like it, or that you don't like the fact that I'm saying that we're accurate, I just got to tell you, you're going to have to live with it, and you can live with it way over there with everybody else who's not accurate. We have my deal is I want to bring you, maximize your profits, guys, by bringing you, accurate and timely information. It needs to be accurate. It needs to be timely. Okay, so that's just it. We were accurate and timely in terms of the top of Bitcoin. We just were. That's just it. I mean, I have like 5 different sets of RSI indicators on this thing. You're like, I've never seen a price chart like that. Yeah, I have it like above where you can't see it, 2 below where you can't see it, and then I have it on the screen, kind of, let's see, triple indicated on the screen with indicators. So, in terms of different time frames, everything else, guys, a lot of your indicators will lie. A lot of your, different, you need to be able to read everything in concert. But as we look at, kind of the current status of Bitcoin, it's going to be different if you look at the 2-hour. Let's look at this on the 2-hour. On the 2-hour, it's kind of like we have this nice elongated kind of channel here. Yeah. We have multiple levels of resistance along the top, which have been repeated. We have kind of intermittent levels, which have kind of been repeated. We have kind of intervals, of support, I'd say, right here that have kind of been revalidated. And we have some lower lines that have been reestablished in terms of support. So we're in kind of this zone here, which has achieved a few lines of support already. Let's say 1, 2, almost 3. There's maybe 1, there's maybe 2, there's maybe 3. You see that? Potentially even right here, slightly right in here. So 1, maybe 2, slightly, and maybe 3 with, maybe some indications in here. So as we look at this kind of level of support right in here, we're going to identify this zone as something that's already achieved some recognition in terms of a line of support. That's okay. That's okay. Along the top, if we look at it like a measured move for a channel trade, okay, that's what it's called technically. If you were to look at the diagnostics here, or the vocabulary, it's a measured move. It's measured what? By the length or the height of the channel, by the amplitude of the channel. Okay, that's the correct vocabulary to use, by the amplitude of the channel. Okay, and that channel is this lateral, resistance and support, guys, with kind of inside trading lanes. Okay, I would call this inside trading lanes that are kind of, further defining some additional levels of support or resistance that aren't necessarily maximizing out the full degree of this channel. So what do we know? Well, we do know one thing. If we change this to the daily view, I mean, this is just a flat line approach, right? Absolutely a flat line approach. A lot of people hang out on this station to learn. If you want to learn, you want to be a part of the community, you will learn not only here, but you will learn so much more. I'm going to tell you guys in the back rooms of the VIP chat. I'm just going to tell you guys, we have some phenomenal group of people that are continually going over, charts, etc. This is a trade idea that came up to them. Just great guys. So let's look at the daily chart. I want to let you guys know that you may learn some here, but I don't want you to shortchange yourself. I don't want that to occur. Now, what's happened in the context recently on the daily is that, there's a good argument for this having become some sort of an expanding wedge. Okay? Now, why is that? Well, because you didn't hold on to, on the lines, you didn't hold on to your, and whether or not you flatline the top or not, I think it's a very valid opinion, because whether or not you flatline the top or not, okay, what you're getting into is the notion. Now you've got a pretty clear trend line here with multiple forms of resistance along this top that's being pretty well respected. I don't see how you get past that on the daily chart. And again, the more you zoom out, typically the better kind of results you're going to get in terms of, I'd say, your the probabilities of conformance overall. The daily is going to give you a real good diagnostics. But you remember we just looked at, that was the 2-hour, and we saw nothing but the sideways lateral kind of trajectory. This is the BTC Euro pair, by the way. BTC Euro, which I'm interested in addition to BTC USD, is going to be the same. I have that chart set up differently. It's just a different diagnostic I'm able to do. Essentially, it's the same formation. I'll confirm that 1 second so that you can see that. We do trade different pairs of different things. The Ethereum BTC pair is very interesting right now. People are making notes. The Ethereum BTC is strong within its top 23.6% retracement. I would say, hey, take a look at that. If you're interested in the diagnostics or kind of a strong strong looking coin right now. The Ethereum to BTC pair is very interesting. I'd make a mental note of that. Okay, so what I'd say is, in terms of this differential that we're looking at on the daily versus the 2 hour, yes, we're looking at on the daily an expanding wedge. We have achieved lower lows, okay? It hasn't maintained that, and just kind of intermittent higher highs if we dispel kind of this first level. Even if you were to say, no, we're going to go with this flat line approach on top, we have to maintain that. We're going to include this first area. Okay, you still have a broadening wedge. You still have it due to the lows. Now, what is that? It's just a different formation that not necessarily everyone is talking about right now. I want to expand your way of thinking in terms of the market, in terms of Bitcoin, both to other currency pairs. I think it does the overall community a lot of justice when we start talking about, and kind of some credit when we start talking about a Bitcoin Ethereum pair, okay? That's, the dollar yuan. It's a different level of sophistication you get into, and I'm happy to discuss it, in some further detail. But I think it's good for the space in terms of how things are developing for us to be able to discuss the currencies or the cryptos as if they are kind of currency pairs and not just a dollar to crypto. As we start to use them more frequently amongst their potential pairs that are traded, I think it's very positive. So. Let's look at the drop down here. What would we expect of this, guys? We would expect this to go ahead and achieve something downward, okay? It's going to continue. We're going to have a broadening wedge. It is a continuation pattern to the downside, okay? The probabilities are that. Now, what's nice is that it could, in the meantime, and let me go ahead and make sure that we're on a decent color where we can roll with this idea. In the meantime, there's not much to really expect in terms of a differential. If we wanted to say, well, let me kind of make this a little bit larger. Let me pull this down so that you guys can appreciate this. There's not much in terms of an expectation or any surprise that would occur at all. There's zero surprise at all. If this were to continue, and let's go ahead and broaden this up. I want to broaden this up because I think it'll make it'll make things a little bit more dramatic in terms of your understanding of what could occur. Okay. See, now we have a real broadened kind of approach here. This may be a lot of fun because we may have a lot of volatility in the altcoin market. Check this out, guys. You know, when Bitcoin moves like 2 or 3 or 5%, especially like 10, 15% sometimes, your altcoins go nuts, right? Last night I was able to get 03 to the group, to the community. Bam, at $8.90, it went up to 15, guys. It went up. That was a 70% move. I love volatility. I love price action. Not financial advice, just that's what the VIPs get. You guys want to join? Join it on up. Hit up that button and go ahead and join. You'll join from a computer, from a PC, most likely not a desktop. I'm sorry, not a cell phone or an Apple computer. For some reason, the YouTube term of service. Excuse me, the YouTube terms of service doesn't like Apples or cell phones. So get on a desktop. Now, in terms of the broadening wedge, let's just look at potential volatility and price action we have. We just slam dunked multiple trades last night. We hammered them out. You know, we're just not sitting around waiting for price action. We're hammering out positive trades. So this expanding wedge is on the daily, okay, of Bitcoin. People aren't talking about this. Let's just talk about, potential here. Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be great. Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't that be nice? Hey, you want to keep doing that for a minute? I mean, because I know it's nice for some people to have an all-time high, but I have no problem at all with something like that. If you guys really want to know the truth, I have zero problem with anything like that. In fact, I have to kind of tell you, really, as I look at something like that, if I were to stack this on top, guys, believe it or not, at some point very soon, you're going to be outperforming. You guys need to listen to this. I'm just going to say, listen to the rationale. Okay, you're going to be outperforming the top of Bitcoin, okay, in terms of your volatility. The potential volatility of the top of Bitcoin based upon an expanding wedge, you're going to be outperforming that. Okay, so that's exciting news. That's something that I would look at and be like, I don't, it's difficult to imagine that we would get back to a level of volatility that would kind of, I'll say for the positive and the negative, guys, because what did that also include? Well, that included a really, really big move to the downside. You guys see that, right? Yeah. So in terms of the strategy approach, I hear the VIPs all the time talking about like double and triple down. keeping the heavyweight cash towards the downside, maybe peppered in at the top, etc. I hear some really good stuff the VIPs are discussing in the back rooms, right? As they're executing some of these positive trades, they're confirming, yeah, London, thank you for the 03. Thank you for that update. Now, Lars is on vacation. She's a great VIP. She's been around for a while. She's on vacation camping, literally, and she just slammed into 03. Okay, she slammed into a 50+%, 70% trade. I'm sorry, excuse me, a 70% trade. Just in the last 12 hours, she slammed into it while she's out camping, achieving some good family time. That's just awesome. What a great trader. She's doing a great job. So if you guys want to join, we appreciate you joining. Richard, way to go. Very nice to have you. Let's see. That's nice. Mark saying if Bitcoin hits its golden pocket, will all the altcoins hit their 0.786? I'd say, hey, check out Cardano, right? Is Cardano in that circumstance? No. Some have outperformed. Some have gotten to that level to where they're maintaining some additional strength. Mark, it takes a case-by-case kind of approach that we look at. And, I just say congratulations, Mark, on a recent graduation. Hey, I think someone has a master's degree, something very nice, very exciting. We do have investment bankers. We have, what do we have? Investment bankers, exchange employees. We have some really great businessmen. We have guys in oil and gas. We have, business owners and people who just like to trade. Some have done very, very well in crypto. They know the difference between the kind of which stations we're looking at. So the good news is here, and I'd say I'd like to be able to maintain this wedge on the daily, okay? And just to be able to kind of, experience some of this positive volatility. And as you guys know, yeah, the VIP members who are listening right now, they're like, this could get good. Yeah, it is getting good. You don't realize that. One bad day, one down day, when you don't have trades, everyone starts just getting upset. I'm like, come on, man. It's a day. If we can get into that broadening wedge, and you can't say it's not there, guys. It is so clearly indicated. You cannot say that is not there in terms of the daily function of a broadening wedge. Look at that, guys. That is perfect. It's just perfectly laid out for you. It's beyond imagination that someone would sit there and argue with, well, no, it's not. That's the incorrect. It's on the daily. It's zoomed down. And it's just that possibility hasn't been discussed anywhere. So prepare for the possibility for great volatility. Yes. Price action. Yes. That's what we want. Let's say we have let's get back in touch with Doge. Okay. So we do have that expanding wedge theory. Okay. It's a nice continuation pattern to start with. What you're going to say is, yeah, it should continue to the downside. If we can maintain the wedge for a while, I will be very happy because we will be experiencing some really volatile situations. Maybe schedule yourself up a little bit, VIPs, subscribers, base campers. Maybe prepare yourself a little bit. Right? We're going to be experiencing some volatility, potentially to the upside and the downside. We want to make money on the upside, so we probably want some exposure. I hear you guys saying that. Yeah, we want some exposure to the upside, definitely on a breakout of a pattern, yeah, but maybe some long-term exposure, just, a little bit. And then we want to be able to, what do I hear you guys say all the time? It's just really cool. Doubling and tripling down at different levels. That's cool stuff, guys. Especially, I would say, as this comes into contact with potentially with a golden pocket, like Bitcoin or anything else. Yeah, the golden pocket's a big deal. I heard a major channel. A few channels haven't even really discussed it. I like to hear them talk about something. Not to what did you call? Not to denigrate or to be overly carping or fault finding at all. But I don't have a lot of tolerance for people who pretend to be professionals and don't mind at all if people just lose all their money. It's not good for the space. We want to be positive. We want to do only good every day. And misleading people is not doing good only day. It's I feel like they're abusing the privilege of interacting with people. I really do. If they're, why would they cut a Doge video at all? Why would they cover Doge at all, which is do only good every day if their heart's not in it in terms of people want to profit. It's I don't know. People take the approach that, well, everyone needs to be responsible for their own investment decisions. It's not our fault. Really, man? Wow. It's come on. That's not cool. It's can you help people? Why do you have a channel? I would just be like that. Can you help people? Why do you have a channel if you can't even produce any kind of results and help people not lose money? It's well, okay. Just get in there and talk about yourself or do whatever. I don't know. I'm very into promoting kind of the strategies that are used by the VIP members. I am. I like that a lot. And if it makes sense, I want them to be able to reach more people. So That's what we're doing. A lot of them are great traders. That's what I can do, is talk about how good of traders they are and kind of reinforce the principles that they have, et cetera. So that's what I'm kind of committed to doing. So this broadening wedge here is on Doge now. You know, it's kind of that same theory and rationale. So a lot of people will see this as maybe a breakout that is going through right now. Let's take a closer look and see at that 61. At that level, if indeed we are past or beyond that point, exactly where we are, what does that mean in terms of this this level that has been maintained? This is going to be the 4th time, guys, that we have hit this golden pocket on Dogecoin. It's a big move, right? It's a big move. It just definitely is. Now, some people have already booked a positive trade on it. Like, they just wanted to book one more positive trade. That's nice. It's had some really, phenomenal upside. I'd say some volatility to the upside has just been really phenomenal. We can lay this out a few different ways, but guys, just to look at it, it's achieved, let's just talk about this. It has achieved a 46% return. Okay, on top of a 46%, there's been I'd say around 50% returns from the golden pocket. So it's currently just sitting there. It's just kind of waiting in terms of, maybe people to become involved or not, or kind of measure their risk, et cetera. That's a 50% return right there. So, we have a lot of indicators right now on this screen, just so you guys know. They're there for a reason, okay? I have like 4 or 5 different RSI indicators. It's just, it's there. It's something that I can share with the group if and when things are happening, and not to over-rely upon. It's something that I want on the charts. People don't normally put RSI on the charts. I like to see it on the charts because it reinforces the notion that once we come into contact with certain levels of the RSI, typically we have a positive result. Okay, we have once we achieve kind of an oversold a ratio or what would you say, an oversold condition of the stock or the crypto, we're going to have a positive result. This would be an indicator in along here that we've reached the below 30 in line with that purple. Okay, and then we have a positive result. Okay, it's dug into it a little bit here, and it does at some point decide to kick up. So we have that, in this blue highway below it is just another floating kind of RSI indicator, and it's more for me to see, but I want you guys to know that that's what this is another RSI indicator, so I can stay on top of the multiple time frames. Now on the 4-hour, it was interesting because right now on the 4-hour, Dogecoin is, and this is a very important point for Dogecoin, guys. Dogecoin is on the 4-hour currently. It's currently in an oversold condition. All right, so that's a big deal on the 4-hour that it would be in the oversold condition. That's a big accomplishment if you look at trying to achieve some positive price action. So that was the status yesterday, and we would anticipate that would really move up. The only caveat would be, based on the technicals, we would anticipate that we might need to look also to the daily. That would be the one backup. It's like, does it really want to smooth out all the way to the daily? Because if it wants to do that, we're in a completely different zone. We have plenty of room to go down before we were to really move to the upside. Okay, so that's when we would get in terms of potentially falling down to that next level, which would be the 78.6. Now, anyone who's going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, they're probably not going to tell you the truth, guys. So as we look at this, it's just, it's very, I don't know, it's very crucial that we look at the ability for us to be prepared for a move to the upside within this wedge, okay, within this channel, however you want to define that. On the daily, it does turn into an expanding wedge. That gives us a little more flexibility here as well on the daily in terms of not necessarily thinking that we've completely lost our line of support here. That line of support is kind of defined by the previous price action. You may want to achieve kind of an interim in terms of you're defining it amidst these points. It's not perfectly defined, but it is something that we would say it gives us a little bit of leverage, a little bit of leeway in terms of saying, well, we've completely lost this line of support because let's say we went below and established a new low. That new low may be a part of a formation, a technical formation, and I'd say a formation that belongs to technical analysis. So that's nice that we have that viewpoint. In addition, that a viewpoint that conforms with technical analysis. The issue is going to be if we do decide to go on up, we may have an expanded kind of pie to look at. We may go for quite a run, so it may be quite a jog. It may also underperform, but there's a potential that we would be in line with, there'd probably be a cut loose phase in line with these previous highs, probably taking a percentage of profits, et cetera. However you would want to deal with those, kind of that potential there. But we would also maybe potentially get to the upside a much, much more expanded kind of, I'd say, potential there. So that could be nice in terms of volatility. Those would be some big moves. If we could reaccomplish the top of that move, let's just measure it out, guys. That would be potentially a 60% move. Okay. Now, without question, that 60% move, okay, was accomplished when? That was accomplished, essentially last night through the information I was able to deliver to the VIPs. Right? So that's very, very nice. Okay. 03 or 03. Okay. I delivered that last night at $8.90, guys. So in terms of what we're waiting for Doge to potentially do, we were able to accomplish it, at least through informational purposes, to give to you guys just to check it out. Not financial advice all over the place, but just a nice way to kind of look at things, right? Just a different idea. Hey, what if this were a trade? I wonder, but you guys may choose to trade or not trade. Just always, you want to talk to a broker, go talk to a broker. I know you guys know a lot of them. A lot of you have big accounts, etc. Some of you have your own accounts. So a lot of you guys are very capable in terms of distinguishing kind of like what you're looking at and whether or not you like it as an investment or not. And that's fine. If I bring up an idea, hey, that's fine. If you don't like it, if you bring up an idea to me and I don't like it, hey, that's we're all grown adults. We can do that. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, that while we're waiting on a potential move 60% to the upside, I'm glad I was able to bring that to the VIP. Like that's cool. Right, that's nice. Make sure you have on your notifications in Twitter. Make sure you have on your notifications in YouTube. And I did tell you guys that I would, spend a little bit of time today going over, maybe some stuff. I had spent like 5-6 hours last week doing a real detailed review of like 200 coins. Last night, I brought you guys some coins to the VIP section. And multiple ones. I think majority, if not all of them, had positive trades that I got any indication that anyone took. They decided to take the information, run with it, and do their own research, and then they decided to trade. Right? They took it on themselves to do their research. Like so with 03, they took that, they did some research, and then I did receive a confirmation that someone got involved after doing her research. That was Lars. That was nice. She experienced a potential 70% move to the upside. Very, very nice. So in terms of like today, typically Saturday would be me definitely going over all the details, pouring through all the information to research all the coins, to make sure that you have like a positive hedge, etc. But, I like to receive some feedback, and I don't always know what the feedback levels are. So I do appreciate, Angel Matos. It seems like he's doing well in the market. He was around since Matic, and I know he was doing well. He's clocked in at let's see, $1,300 in terms of support. I don't know where you're headed with that, Angel. I don't know if you're. I joke with someone. He may want to put new chandeliers in the on the channel live or something. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I put him up there with the moon. I thought that was kind of cool. We'll put him up with the moon. We have Andrew and Hector refer right now at the bottom right. They've also supported through that super chat level, and that's just letting me and the community know that you guys are doing well with the information. Because I can bring you information, I can analyze 200 or 300 every Saturday in terms of potential moves. But if you guys don't want that, if you don't want that information, if you don't want those trades, everyone's going to want to make profit. That's why you're in the market, right? So if you don't, but if you express that you do want that, if you want the full reviews, if you want this different stuff, like, last night I was able to bring this to you, the 03, and if that's not your cup of tea, that's not your cup of tea. If it's just Doge, then that's fine. It's just Doge. I know that, I'll know that by essentially how you guys respond, whether or not you're taking advantage of the information in the markets, whether or not you're taking advantage of gate trading, etc. So, that's kind of the way things are, because it was a big last 12 to 24 hours. We appreciate the opportunity to have new members today. That's nice. But as I see, I'm talking about booking, 60% trades, etc. And I do look at the fact that we have 100 VIPs and members plus 100 VIPs within the first month, and to the extent that this is gauging the demand for where you guys want the information handled, I believe that I was able to accomplish last night what I could have accomplished today in probably 5 or 6 hours. And if we don't want the full stream for the full 5-6 hours, etc., you guys know the work's going on in the background, and it's just I'll expand the technological componentry to kind of fit the the demand of what you guys are telling me that you want. So I think that's a positive thing. So on that note, I appreciate you guys being here very much. It's been very nice, and we do welcome the new VIP. The new base camp members. Sorry about that. New base camp, and yeah, Richard, I would encourage you to upgrade to VIP if you can today to check it out and see what you think about it. I think you'll be real impressed, and I wouldn't tell you that otherwise. But we have a lot of really great people, and so yeah, Liz Taylor, just everybody who's kind of whoever else is in the in the group. We would look forward to having you as a member of the VIP. So, guys, take care of yourself and definitely eat well, sleep well, and take care of those. What will we say? Take care of those relationships. Invest in those relationships that you always knew were important before you started investing. Make sure you invest in people as well as in cryptos, etc. So that's it. This is London with the Crypto Kingdom. You guys can review this or any prior streams. And congratulations on booking potentially up to a 70%, 60%, or a 30%, or more on 3 separate trades that we were able to bring to the VIPs in the exclusive zone last night. That was fantastic in 12 hours. Good job. While we're waiting on Doge to potentially crank out, up and over, or to go down to a 78.6. And while we're waiting on, Bitcoin to define essentially the same expansion or, I'd say, fall through this expanding wedge that also Bitcoin is in. So you guys can have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you